Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you all here. So the message that wants to be shared here is that everything is this already everything. So it doesn't matter what it is. No matter how it's appearing, no matter what it feels like. No matter what it's saying. It's still this. The all is this already is what the apparent seeker can't hear. That all is this already can't be heard. Because even the apparent seeker is this too already. See, the peace, the wholeness isn't in a thing. And that's what the me is doing. It's looking for a thing, an experience, something to complete it. And what we're speaking of is not a thing. You can't point at it. You can't touch it. And yet it's all that is. So there's no getting to this because there's only this. And so if questions arise, that's just this arising as a question. If frustration arises, that's just this arising as frustration. It doesn't matter what it is. It's always this already. So no you to get rid of already. Just this feeling appearing as a you. I mean, just to tell a story, just a story. But the me, hold on, let me let Peter in. The me, so to speak, depends on separation for its existence, and there just isn't any already. So I'd like to hear from you. When I say already, or Nkosi says already, or anybody say, what is it that's heard there? Like, what's going on there when already is? Because I'm sure you've heard it, I'm sure, many times.
It means there's nothing to do.
Wow. Felt like a bullseye here, Alice.
I would say that everything or whatever's appearing is absolutely complete, needing nothing. It just is exactly what it is. And it's totally just complete and whole. I guess that's the way I would look at it, just complete.
Yeah.
I would add to Alice, nothing to do and nobody doing it.
Already.
All right.
That's the freedom. That's what I heard. By the way, I'm not just praising Nkosi's video today. If you guys haven't seen it, his brand new video with Rosa and Sanders, phenomenal. And I'm not just saying that because he mentions my name twice on the video. He remembered Alice starting here. Like he talks about his I saw Michael's post and I made a comment, and it's beautiful. And it's all that's shared is already. From day one, it was just like, no, it's already the you think you are isn't. It's this appearing as that. It's wholeness appearing as a sense of limitation, but it's not you.
So it's like it's me as wholeness, not me as separate. So I'm going to always say again, there is a me, but that me isn't separate. It is the wholeness, and it is me, and it's not separate.
Yeah, it's the wholeness appearing as a me.
Right, by stating that there is a me, it makes it tougher to get the message. I know we've been talking about this for some time, but the me appearing as the wholeness, but anyhow, it's been a huge shift here that the me doesn't exist as a separate being. And so I'm staying away to continue like kind of asserting that there is a me, because that's already slipping in every day. Every day, the narrative speaks as if there was a me, and so then I'm reminded, oh, okay, that's what's showing up. But I think, yeah, anyhow, I'm having these conversations lately about these things, so. And we talked about this last time, is there a me or is there not a me? Yes, there is a me appearing as wholeness. It gets language-wise not very clear.
Yeah, perfect. So what's left what's here that doesn't depend on language already?
What is, or this, or, yeah. Yeah, this is a good word. I know it eventually it sounds like jargon, and I've resisted it, and some people push back when I use it. I like this. It's clear and it's not contaminated, you know, like God and all the other words that are being used.
Yeah, well, pick your favorite. Ray and I were picking, she picked unconditional muffin. Really, truly, the word doesn't matter because no word is going to nail it.
So it remains kind of indefinable. And a degree like an unknowing, indefinable. There's no definite, just a word, but the word is not even, it's just a word.
Yeah, not objectifying it with a word is helpful, you know. It just is. It's helpful because it doesn't introduce a noun or an object.
Well, that's just this speaking. So there's no Peter there speaking. There's this expressing is everything.
Mhm.
Including the sense of the me,
Exactly.
sense of it.
Exactly. And that's the freedom, because I was a hardcore seeker too, for, really it felt like my whole life. And read all the books, tried everything. Nothing worked. But that was still an intellectual kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? I could see that nothing worked, but there was still an energy, like a feeling, a sense of a contraction of a me. And then suddenly, I, I can't explain it, but the certainty that you were here can loosen.
Mhm.
It's like wholeness can't be known, and that's what the me is trying to do, right? It's trying to know wholeness. But as soon as you attempt to know anything, it's a subject object. It's dualistic. There's a me and the knower and the thing known. So that's not what's being pointed to. That's why everything can't be known, and yet it is. So this is an open meeting. Everybody's invited to participate. If you have a comment or question, please feel free to unmute and jump in.
I'll share something. Even though I haven't been here in a while because I teach college, so my schedule's been in conflict until now. But I've listened to every single video that comes out the next day all along. And one of the things I sort of noticed is that within the group, there seems to be more of an in-depth clarity. It's almost like you could sort of pick it up. It's like there's less of trying to deconstruct the me or try to figure it out, and more of just, I don't know, there's a different tone, which is, it seems like more, I could use the word in depth or more clearness than I had experienced before. So I just wanted to share that. I think it was last week, and I remember some of the, like when Don asks questions, I always like that because it's like that inquiry, that movement. And then I think Jill mentioned last week about moving away from figuring it out. And I just remember that really resonated, a lot. So it was just very nice to experience the overall dynamic of the group, even though I was only watching the video.
Thanks, Harvey.
As a Harvey, I definitely second what you're sharing. I'm not sure how long I've been attending, but I'm just amazed how this meeting has evolved.
Yeah.
And I also there is more overall relaxation and resonance present.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I really am enjoying this group. I haven't been here for too long, but I'm really enjoying everybody and all the shares, and of course NKOSI and Michael. It's so, thank you, everybody. What helped me so much with this, there's not a me, there's not two, is the image of the eddy in the ocean. There's an eddy or a whirlpool in the ocean. There is an appearance, a definite appearance. You can say there's an eddy, but it has no life apart from the ocean. It arises from the ocean, it goes back into the ocean, and it is the ocean.
Yeah.
It's an appearance in the ocean. So you are the ocean. You're not the eddy, you are the ocean. You're a contraction of that in your own. It's an image, but it is totally the ocean, and has no independent existence. That really helped me with the the fullness. We are the fullness. There's only fullness. Their appearances may arise, but they're only an appearance. That metaphor really has helped me, and I read that for so many teachers say that, but it never hit me until, I don't know, I think it was even last week or so. It's like, oh yeah, we are the full ocean. So there is only the ocean.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Beautiful.
I remember Alan Watts in one of his books, I think it's The Way of Zen or something. So he says a thing about the wave in the ocean, and he says, well, the wave, is part of the ocean and so on. And I thought, no, it's not part of, because part of is still separate. It is. It's not, even to say it arises and falls, it's still just the ocean. It appears like it's arising and falling, but it's not even doing that.
Yeah, that's nice, Harvey. Like you could say it's the ocean oceaning.
Yes. And even to say it's the ocean, it's too many words.
Yeah, it's too much. Any word is too much.
Yeah.
So that can be like an attraction or a draw, let's just say for no one to this group, because here where the words are not you know,
I share.
oh, hi, Regina. Welcome.
Hi, I'm new here. I just share my opinion about the spiritual realization. Let's see, when I look at my screen, my mind says there's several pictures on my screen. Behind each picture, there's a person. And this person are having Zoom meeting now. It's like one thought loops with another thought, and form a story. But when all the labels are removed, because all the thoughts are just labels, when all the labels removed, what is left on my screen is unknowable. To easy understand, I can say what is left is only the pixels. So from the pixels or from unknowable perspective, there's no story at all. Nothing is happening. All the stories are mind's misinterpretation, the pixels into pictures, into people. And these people are having a meeting together. So all our life, all the world phenomena are based on the mind's misinterpretation. If the mind didn't interpret all these things, what is left is only this, or we can say silence or stillness. So what is the character I? The character I is a construct of thoughts, such as it's a kind of a collection of all the labels, such as age, gender, race, nationality, or education, family, career. When all the labels are removed, who am I? I have no idea who am I. What is left? Only this, or we can say silence or stillness. So all the story, all our life is based on the mind's misinterpretation. Beyond that, if we just remove all those, what is left is this, or this silence. The mind stuff like passing clouds, all the emotions, feelings, sensations are just another kind of a thought. So there's only two things. One is the thoughts, the other is stillness. The thoughts just like passing clouds. So when all the thoughts are not take them seriously, nothing is happening. It is just this, nothing is happening. And the observer and the observed always in a pair. The observer is awareness. What is observed consists of two parts. One is a label, the other is a awareness. If the label is removed, because the label is mind stuff, when the label is removed, observer and the observed are the same. They're all the awareness or consciousness or this or silence. They're the same thing. So there's no separation. A separation, just the mind stuff, interpret the primordial energy into individual. But when the mind stuff is removed, what is left is a primordial energy. And this energy constantly changing. Because the observed is not beyond this range. This range is what I can observe. Let's say the news tell me there are 8 billion people in the world. Actually, to me, at this moment, what I know, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 people on my screen. That's all my world. The 8 billion people are hearsay because it's beyond my observation, beyond what I can observe.
Thank you for sharing, Regina. Nice to have you in
Thank
the
you.
group.
Mhm.
Regina, I
My-
like the
My English is
metaphor.
not good enough, so
It's very understandable. You speak very clearly. There was just one thing that that came up, you know, when you said there is only 2 things. When there is no separation, there is not even 2 things. There is nothing left.
right. But I try to express the thoughts, and the thoughts are part of this as well. But from the story perspective, from the life perspective, the theme, the thoughts is a thing there. So
Right. Yes.
Well, I think we have to go back to Harvey's example because thoughts aren't a part of this. Thoughts are this.
yeah,
Regina, I like your metaphor of the pixels because whatever's happening like on the screen, it's still just the pixels, and the pixels are hiding in plain sight because you're always seeing the pixels, but we don't. But in a way, because we're always in storyland or whatever we're doing, we're not seeing what's right there. So the seeker is always looking, so to speak, but the pixels are always right here. And it's a very good metaphor, at least from a metaphor point of view.
So there's already no one to have an experience. Nobody's ever had an experience. There's just experience. There's just what's happening. This is it. Only ever what's happening. So simple. But there can be a resonance with just what's happening. Something in you can hear when Nkosi first came and said, all is this, something in here just resonated and said, of course, all is this. What else? I had no clue what this was, but it didn't matter. What does it matter what we call it?
I remember, Michael, when I stumbled years ago, I stumbled upon your blog or something you wrote. And at the time, what resonated was it. You used it in just the same way we're referring to as this now. And I just loved the simplicity of it.
Hmm.
And there was immediate resonance with what was being expressed.
I mean, there's just such a freedom in that whatever is happening is already it, you know? It just takes all the air out of, you know, so if you're seeking, you're gardening, you're playing tennis, you know, it doesn't matter. You're eating, sitting on the toilet, you know, reading I Am That. Doesn't matter. It's just whatever's happening there already. It's not happening for anyone or to anyone. It's just happening. I mean, what do you call a happening for no one? It's real. It's real. It's as real as anything. It's also not real. So you can't hold on to it. Can't grab it. Can't keep it. So that's why you may hear like some say it is and it isn't. You can't kind of, what do you do with is and isn't? So that some sense of solidity can begin to soften, to dissipate, that sense of being so sure, so positive about anything.
Yeah, it's that sense of certainty that we have about things is weakening. You know, I used to really stand up for certain things, and so yeah, I see the first step is to realize it's just me clinging to something that I deeply, deeply hold on to. Yeah, it's anyhow the phenomenon of certainty about something. You know, how do I know that this is so certain?
Well, we can't hold on to anything or be certain about anything because there's no one here. So I was thinking, you know, like there's no softening. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, that concept, but there's no softening because there's no hardening to begin with. So there's no softening, nowhere to go, nothing to get.
It's inescapable. You know, Michael, when you said before about real and unreal, and I used to, a while back, I used to debate why we think things are either real or unreal or both. And then it was like a realization that sort of appeared that the words don't matter. If you just drop real and unreal, it doesn't matter at all. And it doesn't, and so You know, I used to think, well, what's the difference between real and unreal? Is it both? Or is it just neither? It's the words just float away. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And it's whatever's already, it's already and always here. And that's it.
Well,
Right.
if there was an intention, and there's not, but if there was, it's here anyway. It's that it's said that way, in a way, what you said, to cancel each other out,
Yeah.
because the mind wants to land. Well, which
Yes.
is it? Is it, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it an illusion or is it real? And by not quite giving a straight answer, it's a little, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it's like, yeah, I want to land, I was trying to land on either figure it out, it's either going to be real or unreal, you know, and then it just sort of, it didn't matter anymore. The words, it was just words trying to latch onto a word that it just didn't matter. You know, it just reminds me of what Alice said at the beginning, like there's nothing to do because it's already done.
Notwithstanding, this debate of real and unreal is one of the key topics in the world, you know. I mean, that's what a whole lot of things is about, to determine what is real and what is unreal. What is truth? Same thing with truth and a lie. Same thing. The mind wants to have it one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wants to know.
That's a good point, Peter, because a lot of teachings out there, you know, will imply that they're going to give you the truth or you're going to discover truth, but that's just another latch, potentially. Another way of saying, well, here's the truth, but then there must be things that aren't true, and you're back into separation again.
Right.
So in the discussion that I was having a few days ago, in terms of the me, the kind of thing we always talk about, this person insisted there was a me because this me was hungry. And that's proof that there's a me. And in remembering what we talk about and what Nkosi says, it's like hunger appears, just like going to the bathroom appears, and we just do it, and we just eat, and we just kind of flow along with these things. Work occurs for me because it just kind of occurs. I don't have to decide. But is this a little bit about what you're referring to when you say it's real and unreal? It's maybe that doesn't have anything to do with it. I mean, it could be that my friend who felt me needed to eat would be unreal, but maybe it's also real.
Well, yeah, Alice, so your experience, however it is, the feeling or the story is as it is.
Yes,
So it appears real as that story, and that it seems real. But
right.
then again, if I ask you now to find it, to produce it, to touch it, you can't do it.
That's right. So what exactly do you mean by real and unreal? Is that kind of what you mean?
I mean that it's not knowable. Real and unreal are just concepts. Like nothing is a concept. This is a concept.
Me as a concept.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's all unknowable. Yeah.
And if there isn't a me, there is also nothing here that needs to distinguish between real and not real.
Right.
It's only when the me comes onto the scene, and Michael just said it a minute ago, it wants to know, it wants to distinguish,
Yes.
to judge.
Mm-hmm.
So, the me that wants to distinguish is also this. So it's this that wants to distinguish. So therefore, that's good.
Nkosi, welcome.
Hi,
Hi,
Nkosi.
Nkosi.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Nkosi, I watched a lot of your interview with Rosa and Sander. It was amazing. It was great.
Yeah, beautiful.
And I'm not just saying that because you mentioned my name 2 times.
Yeah, just what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to check it out. It is really beautiful.
Nkosi, are you going to be posting that on your website?
Yes, I'm going to. I'm
Okay,
going to post it today.
okay.
Yeah. Because the
Nkosi,
interview was last night. It was
yeah.
around 9. Yeah, late last night. So, yeah.
Nkosi, can you talk about just this appearing as everything?
Yeah, there's simply what is this appearing to ask a question, appearing to give an answer, waiting happening, expectation happening. And this what is can never be known because there is no separation. There is already nothing sticking out on its own. It's just this appearing as everything. So there is no other. Yeah, this doesn't see the other. This doesn't see anything. And what seems to be happening right now, it may seem as if it's going somewhere, but that's just a story appearing in this. This is never really going anywhere. Because here there's already no individual, there's already no separate self to go anywhere. There's already no separate self who's on the journey to find what is. There's just what is appearing as a separate self. So there's already no finder to find anything. There's just simply what is this. Which includes what seems to be a separate self trying to find this. So this is beautiful, because every expression is already what is. Any direction taken is already what is. Any speaking happening, any discussion happening is already what is appearing as that. Somebody who's trying to ask a question, somebody who appears to give an answer, somebody who doesn't get it, somebody who gets it. It's already this which is everything, appearing as that. And the knower does not exist. The separate knower, the one who wants to know, is already not there. It's just this appearing as that. So the separate knower can never really find what it's looking for because it's already not there. The knower or the separate self is already dead. As a matter of fact, it has never been born. It never even existed. There's just totality. There's just everything already. And this right here is not trying to convince anybody. And it's not talking to anybody already. There's just talking happening. And there might be an experience that's all Nkosi is talking to me. But there's nobody there already. That's just this also appearing as that. Appearing to say, oh, he's talking to me. I'm here as a woman, as a man. That's just the story. That's just the knowledge in the memory. But this as it is has no story. And this as it is has nobody in it already. This is empty. This is aliveness, expressing as everything. And there is nobody behind everything. There's just everything. The movement of bodies going up and down, cars moving around, birds flying around is not the real movement. Nobody is ever going anywhere. It's just this, what is wholeness appearing to dance in a way. So here it is seen that there's nowhere to get to. There's nothing to reach. There's nothing to be done. There's no journey. There's just simply what is this. Sitting on a chair, looking, happening, waiting, happening, expecting, happening, wondering, happening, imagination happening. Behind that, there is nobody. There's no one behind anything. Everything is empty already. So a question may arise, and that's what's in this for me? Well, there's no you already to know anything or to become anything. There's just simply what is this. This is already unknowable. this is already beyond any description. It doesn't require any word to be spoken for it to be what it is. Yet speaking may seem to appear in it. But that's speaking happening. It's just speaking happening, talking happening. It's not directed to a certain somebody. And the listening that seems to happen right now, it doesn't belong to anyone. The hearing doesn't belong to anyone. It's just hearing appearing to happen. There's already nothing looking behind those eyes. It's just looking. And thoughts arising, appear and disappear. And they don't belong to anyone. They are empty already. Yeah, that's what's coming up here.
Beautiful.
Well, Nkosi, and everybody here, just heartfelt gratitude over here for the words spoken and whatever happened here, whatever, I know, whatever. Yeah, it's it's beautiful. It's you know, it's like, it feels, you know, like real, like something that is so deep, sort of like unknowable because of its depth, is the way I'm seeing it. And so inclusive. That depth includes, right? Includes this and that, or whatever. So, in a nutshell, me is grateful. This is grateful. Me is this. So, just gratefulness, true gratefulness, not from me, right? It's not from me. This gratefulness here is not coming from me. It's not that I am grateful. It's just gratefulness. So thank you.
Beautiful.
It's been a real pleasure and a joy being with you guys this evening. Any last comments or questions before we close out?
I second Don's emotion.
I second Leighton's.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Each and every one of you. We so love and appreciate you. Thank you, Nkosi, as always. No
Thanks,
words.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Night.